sue about? Is anybody around there like Lou Bryn? What?
No, he's passed on to his
He
reward.
passed. He's gone home.
There'll be some of them here,
Right.
the ones that are still around.
Right. And we know that.
Yeah, Doug Butler's gone, and a lot of the real stalwarts.
Yeah, the ones that were right out there with and all the action. You ever see Reverend Nash? Jim?
Oh yeah,
Jim?
he's
How's he
retired.
doing?
He's retired up in New Hampshire now. I've sent him the stuff. I don't know if he's gonna make it or not,
Ah, okay.
but I certainly, gave him the information.
I came from Newton. I didn't come from.
Right.
I didn't come out of the projects and stuff like that. The senator Jack Beckman gave me. I'm on parole. He gave me Senate protection, and then people were looking like, "What's this kid? He comes from Newton. What's he doing in a prison?"
Hello.
Yeah, he can talk. So, League of Women Voters, people got interested.
So
and said,
you actually knew how to use a knife and fork.
Yeah, I knew how to use a knife and fork. I knew how to talk, and not only that, there was concern. I grew up with some judges who actually knew who I was. It's like let's look and see what happened, and it wasn't just me. It was like a lot of different, but we all had good connections to our home base.
See, one of the things that's important to remember about that period was that a film had been made about Bridgewater called The Titicut Follies, and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts had gotten an injunction so that film could not be shown. So a lot of people had not been exposed to the deplorable conditions in Bridgewater, but they realized that they needed to close that unit down. But what they then did was transfer a lot of that to Walpole.
To Walpole, Senator.
Right. And so that was part of the reason why people were concerned about there being unrest. And the other reason why they were concerned is because of people like Russ and John McGrath and others who had been organizing prisoners inside. So it wasn't as if they were dealing with a blank slate. They knew that there was the potential for some kind of organized show of solidarity to Attica, and then whatever might come from that.
So we had, and people learned and trained people how to bring suits, and not frivolous suits, on real stuff, medical issues, real hard stuff. We felt that if the news people got inside and really looked at what was going on, and the people in the community could see, then of course, in my idealistic ways, I thought, gee whiz, they changed things. Well, Steve Teichner was then on public broadcasting, and because I had sued Sargent, we ended up, Sargent, in between me in prison and him out there, into this dialogue through the news media.
Right.
Sargent says this about Carmichael. Carmichael sues Sargent. So this, and then Teichner picks it up while he's a news guy, and every week he had that show on PBS.
That's right.
And you would have swore for a year, every week, I'm on the show, prison is on, something about what we're doing is on the show, the governor. And I swear to God, the only people who were watching that were all the prisoners and all the guards and all the politicians. Nobody else. Nobody else. Just, that's all. But it seemed like there was all these people out there, and he ends up Sergeant's communications guy.
Yeah, Sergeant said I can't beat him, so he hires
him. He co-ops him.
Now the other 2 or 3 people I'm going to ask to stand up and just acknowledge them in terms of being representative of some other people whose names you actually heard called out. But it would be absolutely inappropriate if I did not ask John McGrath and Russ Carmichael to stand up. These 2 gentlemen were part of a crew that surrounded us in the prison, helped us sort of figure out what was going on, to kind of learn the difference between the sheep and the goats and whatever and what all else that might have been in there, and worked hard in solidarity with the fellows inside in order to try to keep it alive.
Okay, but here's the problem. Where are the experts? The experts are in the prison. We have a woman in Framingham. I had written an article in the paper. I put out the outlook on justice, and she wrote an article and she described her situation. She's a lifer, and She turned her life around. And you read the article, you can see she hit rock bottom. I have not seen a female read this article and not get choked up. And the same thing with males.
So it's got to be grassroots. It's got to be from the inside.
But this is the thing is, she got a bachelor's degree. And you can see from the way she talks, there's demonstrable remorse in her story. It's not bullshit. It's the real deal. Now, this is a person who is capable of helping other individuals. I got to go back over there.
You got to go there. They're looking for you to sign.
She can help people. I can help people. He can help people. An individual has to rehabilitate himself, but he needs the tools to take and rehabilitate himself. We've been there. We can say, somebody from suburbia that has no clue, I don't care what his educational background is, has absolutely no clue on what's going on.
They need you.
Oh, I gotta go.
I'll
Sorry.
get these. Go ahead, Bobby.
We'll get together again.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna be good, right? They're not talking about doing an armored car, robbing a bank, and everything else. They're talking about how can we help someone. And these are every one of us. These are not good. Bobby obviously was 40 years because of a jewelry store robbery, then went bad and a police officer got killed. His partner got killed. Jack was down twice for manslaughter. These are guys that come out of lineman school that beat on each other and were abused in the place. The gang war in Boston, 68 people died, got killed and murdered in the Boston gang war, one of the worst in the country. Almost every one of them, 90%, come out of lineman school. They were. It showed that all they did with corrections in Massachusetts was make killers. That's it. The correction system doesn't work. So, that's. And to go out in homelessness, this carries on. People think, oh, well, you just talk. No, because what's the first thing? You come out on a re-entry program, and if you haven't got any skills, where's the first place you go? You go to the shelter. What's going on at the shelter? You're making your connection for drugs, crime, and everything else like that. Everybody's congregating, oh, yeah, the police know where you are, right? Well, pros like us say, yeah, come on in with the police, because now we'll steal your guns and your car. So we're back in business. It's so stupid. It's not, there's no sense at all on what they're doing.
My vision for New London is clean streets, clean and safe streets, clean and safe parks, an education system that we're proud of, with a diverse offerings of our education system. Also improvement to our infrastructure, all of our roads, sewer and water, all of that. But also a tourism destination. We have a beautiful waterfront, and we need to utilize that more. People come here. We have cruise ships that come. We have Ocean Beach, which is beautiful. One of a few public beaches in Connecticut, which is really a nice time. Also, we have a huge diverse food choices. We have Mexican, Italian, Thai food. A lot of places don't have that. Irish pub. We have a great mix of diversity in our food. We have a thriving arts community with the God Arts Center and the Hygienic. So basically, it's just building up and correcting the image and the perception and letting people know that once all of these things take place, once they see a politically stable city, they'll want to move here, they want to move their business here, they want to come and dine here. And I think all of those things, it may take a few years, but I think New London is on the right track. But it does need leadership. And my vision someday is that the leadership continues, strong leadership, and that changes are made for the right reasons. And once that takes place, New London is a gem now. I just think it'll shine even bigger in the future.
He views himself as the answer and the Messiah to New London. He views himself that way. Okay, and he does not realize that he has some serious flaws. Okay, he doesn't see them. He does not take criticism well. Okay, and I don't see him as a negotiator sitting down with people and planning things out together. He has whatever that vision is that he has, and that's the way he's going to do it. He thinks you run a city like you run a construction firm, and you can't and you don't. Two different things. One is a public entity, the business is your own. Okay, one is answerable to a whole public that has various voices from minorities to top people. The other is a business that is only answerable to the profit line that you make, and it's yours however you take it. He doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it. He thinks, I can run a business, I can run a city. No. You know, it's like him running a gang. Okay, he couldn't run a gang if it depended on him. Not a big gang, anyways.
Well, first, a couple things. First, I would just want to emphasize that I think people need shelter year-round. And certainly people understand the dangers of cold, but it is also dangerous to be on the street anytime. So my view is that we need shelter year-round. As far as the solutions, I think one of them is income. You know, I think that in the ideal world, I think most people want to, you know, earn a living. And so, I mean, as you know very well, I think we, you know, sort of flexible ways for people to get access to the job market, I think are much underutilized. We should have, for those who really are disabled, we should have a living payment that they have access to. And then, obviously, affordable housing. I think affordable housing and income are the biggest number. As far as the chronically homeless, then you get into mental health and substance abuse treatment. And that system is, has many, many things that could be improved about it. But for most people, the overwhelming majority of people that come through this shelter are here for economic reasons. And so their solution is economic, both on the increasing income and decreasing the cost of housing. Those are the two, the biggest, I would say.
I remember reading this really wonderful book about homelessness, and I am blanking on the author, but she was from Montreal, and she came and toured shelters. It may have been even in Connecticut, and she saw a crib in a shelter. And it just stopped her short. I mean, she'd done all this research, she talked to people. It wasn't like she was unfamiliar with the issue, but a crib in a shelter? And for me, it's kids doing homework in a shelter. How are you supposed to do homework in a shelter? Have you been in those shelters? They're not quiet. There's no quiet places. And some of them try to set aside places. Shame on us for having to do that. Set aside quiet places for the children who are there. I went into South Park Inn a while back. I don't even remember why I went in there. And the person I was going to talk to was busy, so I just sat down and started talking to a woman there, and she had twins, sons, and one, Daquan, was there. I don't know why he wasn't in school. His twin was in school. And we got to talking. And this was like baby Barack Obama. This was the most well-spoken kid. Shaking my hand, yes ma'am. And it's like, and I'm driving away. I went straight to Barnes & Noble and bought him a science kit. Now that's not a big deal, you know, whoopee, but just, I was so touched by this kid. He's in a shelter. And I remember talking to him, you know, is it okay here? And he goes, yeah, they treat us pretty good. And it was all I could do not to start crying. They treat you good. You're in a shelter. You're a little kid in a shelter. I don't remember his age. I want to say 9, but I'm probably making that up. You're in a shelter. Yeah, they treat us pretty good. They give us food. And that's it? That's being treated well? That's basic. Oh my God. And I've seen him since, and he's a lot taller. You know, 9-year-old shoe. I saw him at a Christmas party for homeless kids. And it's just, you know, he's still homeless. And I would have seen him several months before that.
And that's why most people, I never know. I get up in the morning, Jerry, I don't know what I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how the day is going to turn out. I may have plans, but I'm open to, that's the thing, I'm open to whatever God has planned. It's like a blank page. Yes, I got something to do, but guess what? And then, so now that's the way it's been and unfolded. You know, no way that I expected to be here and continuing to do this. Or have my daughter so, you know, involved in doing, wanting to stay and doing this. You know, she's going to have, you know, she's going to be a lieutenant right next month. I just found out, right? You know, so it's like, you know, she could have gone any place in the world. You know, why hang around with Dad? Why do something like this? You know, so I'm blessed. I only have to worry about one thing, that I get in, okay? It's like Dismas. If Dismas can do it, I expect that I'm going to be one that's going in, you know? And isn't it interesting? The first one in was a criminal just like me that deserved to be hanging on that cross. And so, and I do. I deserve to be hanging on a cross. You know, I don't deserve to be sitting here across from you taking my picture. I deserve to be in Walpole, where I started. But I got mercy.